REED-BBS, BBS. Well, we're moving on up, moving on up. The Jeffersons, George and Wheezy, moving on up. Whenever a fighter decides to move on up, I call it a George and Wheezy. Junto Big Bang Nakatani confirms he's moving on up. He's pulling a George and Wheezy, y'all. Junto Nakatani pulling a George and Wheezy. Unified Bantamweight champion, he will be vacating his newly acquired Ring Magazine title at 118. The IBF title he just won from Nishida, as well as the WBC Bantamweight title that he's had for several defenses now. Moving on up to 122. This was confirmed by Nakatani himself in a recent interview. Will I relinquish my Bantamweight titles? Yes, I think so. Am I moving up to the Super Bantamweight class for my next fight? Yes, right out the horse's mouth. Moving on up. George and Wheezy. Initially, I was bummed to hear the news of Nakatani moving on up to 122. A, because I was hoping he'd become undisputed Bantamweight champion, and he's just 2 titles, 2 belts, 2 fights from achieving that. And B, I was hoping he'd stay at 118 long enough for a particular super flyweight champion to move on up himself and meet him in a super fight at 118. Doesn't look like that'll ever happen though. Bam, whoa, bam, bam. The more I think about it though, it's probably for the best that Bam and Nakatani don't fight. And I say that as a bigger fan of Bam than Nakatani. Bam's a little guy as is. And even though they were separated by just 1 weight class, Nakatani's 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Bam's like 5'4". The reach disparity, their body types are just totally different. Plus their skill level is the same. And I think that would ultimately favor Nakatani, who's the bigger man just anyway. Bam would be moving up to him. And I can't see a smaller guy beating Junto Nakatani. I can't see a smaller guy beating Junto Nakatani. Just can't see it. You're not gonna pull a George and Wheezy. You're not gonna move on up and beat Junto Nakatani. So yeah, Junto Nakatani is about to pursue his 4th division, become a world champion in a 4th weight class. More importantly, we're closer to the greatest fight in Japanese history and the best fight currently to make in all of boxing right now. Junto Nakatani versus my dude, my bruh, my Tomodachi, Naoya Inoue. The Monster versus Big Bang. Sound like an old Godzilla flick, huh? The two are on a collision course. They've discussed it face to face, confirmed it numerous times, and the date is looking like it's gonna be May of 2026. That's when we'll be blessed finally with that matchup, with that pairing. Nakatani is looking to make his super bantamweight debut this fall. Rumors are aplenty. We've heard Ramon Cardenas's name thrown out. We've heard Jonriel Casimero thrown out there too. We'll be the first to report on who that opponent is. In the meantime, Inoue is preparing for a September 14th date with Mirajan MJ Akhmadaliev. And you already know we're gonna live stream the living shit out of it. So please rock with your boy. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television. Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.